You KP'd out from attaching the pad to make sure the pad didn't end up in the freaking T. The pad is now in the T because you KP'd out from touching the freaking pad to make sure the pad didn't freaking end up in the T. You, for the last 2 YRs, this has been G'ing. For the last 2 YRs, this has been G'ing. 2 YRs ago, I had freaking VO of you making IHT my head with a PH cam. Yesterday, I had VO of you making IHT my head with my fist. And for the last month, you've been making I verbalize MTR like you've been making me verbalize freaking for the last 2 YRs. The last 2 YRs, you've been making I verbalize freaking, and for the last month, you've been making I verbalize MTR. That being freaking said, this has been G'ing for 2 YRs. And every time I verbalize the number 2, you insert into the BDY without the P and C. I didn't GV any P and C for any uncle to be inserted in my BDY parts of this DME yet. Where's this P and C? I didn't GV any P and C for any uncle to be inserted into my BDY parts of this TAME yet. Where's this P and C? And also, you made me indicate I have to be with a he or she for you to be able to D this. I didn't give any P and C for that thing, whatever it is in the neck, to be MV freaking period. I have 3 emails asking me to Eve. I have 3 emails asking me to leave. We forgot. I have 2 emails asking me to POY amount or LV. 2 IRs of this, we forgot. It's been 2 IRs of this. We have 2 GT. I have 2 emails asking me to LV. 1 email indicating they're going to start the freaking process of a freaking EN. I was actually going to verbalize the WD there because they just got inserted. This is why I didn't get P and C for it, because now they're not going to know what EN is, because it's lettering. A lot of WDs begin with E and end with N, and they're not going to know what EN is, whoever verbalizes that. 25 to 45 to 50% of this is lettering now, and this lettering can stand for any WD. They're going to use this lettering in these freaking he's and she's. Now you're making me indicate the bank. 50% of this is freaking lettering, and it can stand for any WDs, these he's and she's, that these freaking verbalize to. You don't know, you forgot. Yeah, you just PK'd something too. And you just PK'd something again. So 50% of this is lettering and can stand for any WD. These he's and she's I verbalize to, or these he's and she's that they verbalize to, are not going to understand and comprehend what they're verbalizing, because the EN can stand for any WD. A lot of WDs begin with the E and end with N. I was actually going to verbalize the WD there. But see, I'm using the lettering for you can't be inserting with UW, and you're inserting the lettering, and now they're not going to understand and comprehend what they're indicating and not get the HLP they need. This is why I didn't give any P and C for any of them to be inserted. I thought you would realize that in SCOP when I started US and lettering, you didn't. And I don't KW the neighbor to the freaking P, that I don't KW the neighbor's name to US's name in his statement of complaints I put OT. So what's his name then? We don't know his name. You just made me indicate him several TIMEs in this morning. You possibly connected I to the neighbor more, and now you're making me indicate the OV neighbor. Neighbors with an S. I don't KW the neighbors with an S to the freaking P, that I don't KW the neighbors with names with the S to US their names in this statement. That includes the neighbor next door. I don't KW the neighbor to the freaking P, that I don't KW his name to US his name in the statement. In the complaints I put OT. Or either. She didn't realize we have to G. She didn't freaking. We didn't realize you needed an R to make sure that's saved on the freaking things, because. No, I have to SUE her too because you included her, because she might be involved in this, because you made me indicate her too, because you made me indicate her too. She might be involved in this. The neighbor is a freaking he that's been bothering her. So I don't KW the neighbors with an S, that I don't KW the neighbors with a freaking S to US their names in this freaking statement to... Okay, we forgot. Yeah, we have to GT. I don't KW the neighbors with an S. I don't KW the neighbors with the S to the freaking P. I don't KW the neighbors freaking names to US their names in this statement. I don't KW the neighbor next door to the freaking P to US his name in this freaking statement. And she's a bot. I'm indicating the neighbor next door. Should I call the CPs and call... Should I call the CPs and file a complaint about the neighbor? Should I call this... We forgot you have a complaint about the frickin' neighbors. We didn't realize you did okay with the neighbors. We didn't realize you didn't LKW one of the frickin' neighbors. We didn't know you indicated to means you could be why spray bottle in his face. We didn't realize that you were gonna actually be KPing you to R to be why the spray bottle spray the neighbor's frickin' face. We have to GT that. I don't even KW his frickin' name. Should I file another complaint with the frickin' CPs about him? Should I file another complaint? That's right, I've been filing complaints about the neighbor above. I now have. I've been filing the complaints about the neighbor next door. Might FTGT that you haven't filed any complaints about the neighbor above you. It's been the neighbor next door. You can file the complaints next to. You can file the complaints about the neighbor next door, and you can actually LV by 2 emails and 1 email indicating you've started the process. We FTGT'd about that. Yeah, and you're making me indicate the neighbor. Should I call the CPs about both neighbors? Should I call the CPs about all the neighbors? We keep forgetting your account because of this. I don't KW the neighbors to the freaking P. I don't KW the neighbors to the freaking P. I don't KW... Okay. We got a problem. I don't KW the neighbors to the freaking P. I don't KW the neighbors' names to US their names in this statement. And since he's a neighbor, it includes him. I don't KW the neighbors with an S. I don't KW the neighbors to the freaking P. That I don't KW the neighbors to US their name in this freaking statement. One, so then the neighbors include the one next door, you don't KW their freaking name. And I'm also, you want me to sue her too? Should I go upstairs and knock on the neighbor upstairs door and indicate that I'm going to be SUing her too because you keep on making me indicate her? And you made I verbalize WWDH for inserting to indicate that I W that when I possibly have already received it and turned a DW in or complained about it indicating that I obviously don't W it. You can't make a verbalize a WD because my W, that's against United States OW. You just made me verbalize WWH for inserting to indicate I W something that's possibly already been GV and then complain about. Um, okay, we got a problem. We didn't realize she can't be freaking complaining about what's given to her, that she has to act like she's HBY if she W'd it. And that's why I didn't receive anything now, isn't it? Now you're making me indicate a freaking watch. What does that watch have to do with receiving anything? You're indicating that they're going to GV me with IBK. You're going to indicate they're going to GV me with the freaking W. And then I'm going to turn a DW in by freaking complaining, and they're going to take it away. That being said, I actually didn't show. I have no idea what my reaction was to the freaking. Then you just insert into the BDY if I don't show anything about a freaking GRT or something like that, then they should take it to a third reality and hand me a freaking, how do you hand a table? Uh-oh. They now indicated that I don't show anything or complain about something. I know for a fact I didn't complain about that one. You okay, that's the thing. You have to get you that. Yeah, we indicated before, we indicated before you, okay, the SHOW, that you were STLFN, you okayed that freaking, you didn't realize that. FTGT, we have freaking BX, freaking CF, we didn't realize something. And we better hope your MTRs and all for the FTGT something. We didn't realize your MTRs are doing the GFK, that's what you're doing. Yeah, that you indicated that I might have complained about when I received that, and they took it to a possible third reality and made I choose on a table of OVSCF, and I TK'd that freaking anyway, because that is a gift that I actually freaking W, something like that. That SHOW related freaking gift was actually something I freaking W, especially at that TM period. I was really an FING, so I TK'd that anyway, because that's what I freaking. And I would not have chosen that over a BY. I really W'd a BY at that TM period. I don't know if she was born yet. Yeah, I think she was born yet, because she was already born when they were out being that, I think. No, wait a second. She wasn't. You just made me out eat. She wasn't born yet when they were out being there when they MV'd there. I don't know if I was PCY during that TAME period or if she was born at that TAME period. But that was either before she was born or after she was freaking born. But I was PCY. Either PCY during that TAME period or she was born. And now you're making me MS. This verbalization is going to take 2 HRs of this now. It's going to take 50 MI. So it's going to take 50 MI of this. So I think I was either PCY or she was born at that TAME period. So I don't think they would have offered a BY to I for a freaking GRT. but I would have took the BY on top of the freaking 2 if they had offered a BY 2. That being said, I was either PCY at the TAME or she was already freaking born. When I received that, she was either already born or it was PCY at the TAME. When I received that, I was either PCY or she was born at the TAME. When I received that, I was either PCY or she was born already. I'm not quite sure. I really don't KW at the TAME, and when I received that, if I was PCY or she was born already. So I don't KW at this TAME period anymore if I was PCY when I received that or if she was born when I received that. So I don't KW at this TAME period if I was S2 letter L PCY at that TAME yet. So I don't KW at forgot, you know, you are verbalizing, oh crap! That being said, I don't KW at this TAME period if I was PCY during that TAME period that I received that or she was born already at that TAME period yet when I received that. That's a different one. You were really, I was really into that for the SHO. We have DGT, but you were really into that freaking SHOW at that TA. I mean, you really outgave those freaking GOT. You can really. And as you can see, my eyelid is swollen, and this has been this has been 3 YRs of the eyelid swollen. The lid is swollen, and there's been 3 YRs of the lid swollen UP. Yeah, we got a problem. We have to GT that. And there's 3 YRs of VOS. There's 3 YRs of proof of my eyelid been swollen up for the last 3 YRs for some freaking RN. The eyelid swollen thing has been occurring literally for 3 YRs. The possession thing's been curing for... How is curing? You do realize what that WD's... We forgot something. The swollen eyelid has been curing. The swollen eyelid has been HB ending for 3 YRs in the possession. Okay, we didn't, AN, that wasn't my freaking, you know what, I've done thinking where it wasn't my verbalization, I am thinking and I indicate that. I don't know if that was like a breakthrough memory, I didn't freaking R, like the tissue bean took an OT and I don't freaking R it, just SU'd the DR because the G's against my legal paperwork. That was something possibly verbalized to me in the freaking past. That being freaking said, I have no idea if that's the freaking or not. That could HPN and they're going to indicate, well, you will eat. We have to do something. Yeah, we have to GT. They go to HPN and should be calling out here. You do realize I don't KNW the neighbors with an S to the freaking P, that I don't KNW the names, the US names in the statement, in the complaint I put LT about the one neighbor that I don't KNW to the freaking P, that I don't KNW his name, the US name in the statement. You do freaking realize I got 2 emails asking me to LV and 1 email indicating they're going to SCL the process. I got 2 emails asking me to LV and 1 email indicating they're going to start the freaking process. We FTGT something. That I got 2 emails asking me if you are an amount or I'm going to LV, and 1 email will be the weekend indicating that they're going to start the freaking process. And you just made me indicate the neighbor in. You just possibly exited more info entity without the freaking PNC in. So you possibly may not indicate the neighbor AN. I mean, just in the last 5 you possibly, yeah, you did. And, I don't KNW the neighbors with an S, that I don't, I already verbalized the civil TIMEs in a row. I can PY this BK. You need more evidence and proof of what? Yeah, there's enough evidence and proof was on the freaking books. You don't put kind of the SCF in freaking BKs. United States of America, PNC. We FTGT, you don't put O and Y in freaking books, and that's how you ended up not. It's supposed to be in a bank. We FTGT that O and Y is supposed to be placed in a bank, not books. Any he or she could find the freaking O and Y ATK. If I was a BG, you wouldn't find out your T. If I was a BG, you wouldn't find out your freaking T. You just made. This is hard. You can't deny it was freaking hard. We've got something. And if you found out your actual BG, you wouldn't find out your T. You don't put O and Y and BKI in freaking G's, because any he or she could possibly find it instead of the actual he and she you attended freaking for. You put it I in freaking bank. And if it's a different type of freaking O and Y where you can't put it I in the freaking bank, then you put it in a certain freaking bank deposit thing. That doesn't make any S, does it? Because you're putting it in the bank when you're depositing it. If it's different O and Y than actual O and Y, you usually put it in the bank in the continent you're on. Then you put it in like a bank box. Most banks usually have like these bank boxes in the back that you can put SCFI in where they used to. Forgot something. United States of America, you need PNC. I didn't GV any PNC for any info to be inserted AL of this. You just inserted tons of PNC. You inserted PNC? No, you didn't. You didn't insert the letter. Yeah, you have inserted the lettering. In the United States of America, you need PNC. I didn't GV any PNC for AL of this. I didn't GV any PNC for any info to be inserted in my BDY parts of this DAMEN versus PNC. I didn't GV any PNC for any entities, energies, info to LV the BDY. I didn't GV any PNC for any entities, energies, info to be inserted into the BDY like you just did. I don't KNW him. And I didn't GV any PNC for any entities, energies, he or she to be sent to any locations or places. And now you're confusing them. Now they're going to act like they're freaking D. I don't KNW the neighbors with an S to the freaking P, that I don't KNW the neighbors with an S to US their names in this freaking statement. In the complaints I put OT about the freaking neighbor. And I would US his name if I was with. If I was WTH with the freaking neighbor, I would US his neighbor. I can't even. If I was WT, you would US his name if you KNW, and we FTGT'd. We Mida FTGT that you don't KNW the freaking neighbor. We didn't realize it. We didn't realize you don't. And that's added to the lawsuits. We have to GT not to do that with whoever is eyeing the next. She's adding that to the lawsuits. Yeah, yep. We have to GT what you're adding to the freaking lawsuits. We didn't. We keep forgetting you don't all care WRD at this TIM. We didn't freaking realize you're including it into the lawsuits. They're going to be RL lawsuits. Might have forgot something. There's going to be RL freaking lawsuits. That it's going to be RL cell lawsuits. It's going to be RL lawsuits. Now you're going to call the courthouse and make sure they comprehend and understand there's going to be RL lawsuits. We FTGT. We don't know you. It's been 2 YRs of this. At this TA may appear, it's been 3 YRs for the I. So it's last year then? It's been 3 YRs of the eyelid swelling freaking UP. I have proof I was Gene to urgent cares and the ERs about it. We forgot something. It's been 3 YRs of my eyelid swollen and 2 years of the freaking possession. It's been 3 YRs of the eye swollen UP. I have proof of it because I was Gene to urgent cares and walk-ins about it. And 2 for the freaking possession. So it's been 3 YRs for the eye swollen UP. I can prove it because I was Gene to eye doctors to find out why I was D'ing that. And I still have not found out why it's D'ing that. And freaking for the possession. And I don't KNW the neighbors to the freaking P that I don't KNW the numbers. What does numbers have to do with not KNW the neighbors? So that's the reason why I can't do math either. I have a reading spelling disability. You do realize she can freaking read and write? I can't. You can't read and write. I can't read and write. I have a reading and spelling disability. That's why I have to use the PHCM read out loud feature to read out what the text indicates. I have a reading and spelling disability. You just insert it as freaking both. So technically it is. But it's actually only a reading and spelling disability. It's actually not a disability, and it'll be when you insert it. We FTGT something. I don't KNW the. We keep forgetting something. So ain't you gonna make HT my head? Yesterday morning when I indicated it's been 50 MI, I'm indicating. Seriously, it's been like 29 MI. Yesterday I indicated it was 50 MI when I was wanting to verbalize something, and you made HT my head. So I don't KNW the neighbors with it. You got not to make it realize that you have to do cheat. So I'm not verbalizing to a he or she. This is a freaking blog. This is a vlog now. It was for safety. And I guess I can verbalize the S-freaking-O with a freaking blog, but I don't usually US-WD before certain statements at certain TIMEs. I don't K-N-W the neighbors with an S, that I don't K-N-W the neighbors to US their names with this freaking statement and the complaint I put LT about the neighbor next door, that I don't K-N-W his name to the freaking P to US his name in this statement instead of freaking neighbor in the complaints I put LT. And your belly button is supposed to be IN. And your belly little freaking things here are supposed to be IN. And the belly freaking things here on your freaking abdominal freaking area are supposed to be IN, not OT. And now there's going to be entity energy, he or she, that thinks that you US something with something that you don't use your US or anything. This is why I didn't give you any P. Okay, we forgot something. You have 2 emails asking you to PY your amount or LV, and an email asking you to start the process. I'm LV here. The landlord usually doesn't freaking LV. I have 2 emails asking me to PY your amount or freaking LV, and if I was a landlord here, I wouldn't HV that, because obviously the management caused me the WKs for the freaking sent it out. I have 2 emails asking me to PY amount or LV. Now you make me indicate her. She's at a different location and place. She's not management here. We might not have FTGT'd. We didn't realize that she's at the OV one that you tried to get out of the lease early and you couldn't. The emails are about this location, actually PY amount or freaking LV, and now you have an email asking me, they're asking me 30 emails not asking me anything. I got 2 emails in this management at this location asking me the PY amount or LV, or the freaking 30 email indicating they're going to start a process. I got 2 emails asking me to PY amount or LV, and the 30 emails indicating they're going to start the process. Yeah, got this fucking measured. And I don't KW the name you did it AM. We didn't realize you don't care the name. We didn't realize that. You just send an entity, it doesn't MR either way. You just send an entity energy he or she without the P and C. You do realize I didn't give you any P and C for that entity energy he or she to be freaking sent. That's why it doesn't MR either way. I don't KW the neighbor to the freaking P. I don't KW any of the neighbors. I don't KW one neighbor, so that indicates I don't KW any of the neighbors. Do you think ahead of time before you make a verbalize the statement the way you W? And you just insert into the VDY that it doesn't MR if you KW a neighbor or not, that you just send entities when you freaking W. How many TIMEs in the last 34 MI if I verbalize this statement? I don't KW the neighbors with an S, that I don't KW the neighbors freaking names. How many TIMEs in the last 34 MI if I verbalize this statement? I don't KW the neighbors with an S to I don't KW the neighbors' names to US their names in this freaking statement. We might have FTGT that you don't KW the neighbors shit. We haven't forgot she doesn't freaking CR. I do not K&W the neighbors to the S to the freaking P, that I don't K&W the neighbors' names to US any of the neighbors' names in this freaking statement. In the complaint I put OT against the neighbor next door that has been freaking bothering I, that I don't K&W his name to the freaking P, the US his name in the statement, other than neighbor and he. God, you don't K&W the neighbor, but yeah, you K&W that don't K&W the neighbor. You K&W that don't K&W the neighbor, because I verbalized it on a DY basis as being here, but you just said entity energy he or she to a he that I don't K&W AN, and you said that entity energy he or she without the P and C. And I've been standing here for how many freaking am I without my... Yep. We might have to GTD to put something on. We didn't. This is why I've been calling the freaking PTs. You go, let I call the PTs now. Let them know I don't K&W. And they're gonna call the PTs now and let the PTs know that I don't K&W the neighbors with an S to the P. That I don't K&W any of the neighbors' names, the US their names in the statement for the freaking mess. And you made me indicate as OV he or she. I cannot be an OV he or she, no MR, who they are, age, as an entity designate United States LW. Might FTGT. Might FTGT. So. We might have FTGT something. Yeah, we might have FTGT here and freaking SSI for the reading and spelling disability. We didn't realize that. I don't CR to QU/DK. I don't have to make an effort if I don't W, but if I W to make an effort, I can make an effort too. might have to something, didn't realize you were. Might have forgot something. What? I can't be my own MTR. And do I fully freaking believe that I am who I think I am, Susan Brownfield. But am I who I think I am because I'm being made to? Because this SCF is not matching up unless you're indicating that I'm under some kind of freaking... We forgot something. Now I gotta verbalize that again. This is 40 MI of this. Okay. FTGT. We didn't realize that this entire... I don't think I'm both V in what you just did either. I didn't GV any PNC in the United States of America, any PNC. You just said an entity energy he or she without the PNC, and what was this PNC? They were almost here. I literally could have found OT with a freaking R and a freaking S. I think that one was literally almost freaking here. I could have found out what the freaking they freaking are. That one was literally almost here. I could have found out finally what the frick they are. That one in my thinking literally was almost here. We might FT. We might FTGT. You don't know what they are. I don't KW what they freaking are, this image of my thinking, and I could have finally found out what the freaking they are, who they are, and that one was almost freaking here, and you just sent them away without the PNC. I didn't GV any PNC for that entity energy he or she to G anywhere. United States of America, you need PNC. In the United States of America, you need PNC. I did not GV any PNC for any entities, energies, he's or she's to be sent to any locations or place yet. Ugh. You just sent an entity energy he or she without the PNC again. What is it with you in this? In the United States of America, you need PNC. I didn't GV any PNC for that entity energy he or she to be sent to any locations or places. You just sent that entity energy he or she without the PNC AN. Now, can I verbalize what I freaking W before I FTG to it? You can still have KP'd out from calling. I thought you had to big go for the PTs. Do we have FTGT something? Did you send an entity energy he or she to report that I WPT when I don't? You sent an entity energy he or she to verbalize to a PT that I W and RDY with a PT. No, I don't. It's against their freaking V's. RDYs are against PT's freaking V's. We might have to GT something we didn't realize I was against their freaking V's.